Today was the first big major update within Black Ops 4. We ended up getting version 1.03, which was a whopping 9 gigabytes of download for you to get for Black Ops 4, and with it came a lot of things, some stuff extending over into tomorrow, which it'll start, but as of right now, we ended up getting a lot of content right up front as is. So today we're gonna be talking about the introduction of the black market, the customization and content coming along with that, and how everything works with all of it. So in this video, we're gonna be breaking down and detailing exactly what you need to know here out of this, and hopefully my explanation can do it justice and simplify everything, because right now there is a lot to take in and a lot of things to try and understand as we get our first hands-on approach with the black market in Black Ops 4. It's a little different than that of previous years, and honestly I think a way that we can all be happy for, but some things have a little asterisk on them. So we'll get to all that in just a second, but as for the full update itself, everything that will entail, we'll probably be doing a video breaking that down tomorrow, because right now as it stands, patch notes are not live yet for this while recording it, so the only thing we'd be able to cover is the visual changes, the things we can see on a top-down manner, nothing regarding weapon tuning or anything like that. So we're gonna hold off on the overarching 9 gigabyte update breakdown until tomorrow, but for the time being, we still have a lot to cover in detail. So that said, let's talk about the black market. Earlier today, Treyarch put out a video detailing this, a little trailer, if you will, giving the basic rundown of everything, but when you take a look at it and you jump into the main menu of Black Ops 4, you end up seeing that we end up having a new tab to the right of where zombies is. From left to right, we had the specialist stories, multiplayer, blackout, and zombies. Now it's specialist stories, multiplayer, blackout, zombies, and the black market. So once you enter into here, you'll be met with what is the Contraband stream at the very moment. And this is something that is a 200 tier unlock system, which will last roughly 52 days, give or take a few hours here and there when you watch this, but 52 days to be able to unlock 200 tiers of this, which it actually might take a decent time out of that to unlock all 200 tiers, and we'll get to why in just a second. But when you take a look at this, you end up seeing a bunch of things like emblems, calling cards, new tags, new gestures, new skins, and every so often you end up also having signature weapons, which, as you guys know how that works, you're gonna end up being able to get that signature weapon and then also rank it up, get the camos done for it, move on to the reactive camo, and then also the Mastercraft variant of that signature weapon. So out of that, we end up seeing the ICR as the tier 200 reward. We end up seeing the GKS and also the Titan having variants in there as well. And alongside with that, we also see some really cool Dia de los Muertos skins. We see Hudson as the rank 199 tier collection. So bring back a classic Black Ops character for Blackout, which is an awesome way, I think, to be able to introduce this and kind of plants the seeds for how we're gonna get more content coming in through Blackout all throughout the year. But all this customization and everything like that can be used in Blackout as well as multiplayer. So it's gonna be definitely worth grinding it out if you play both of those. But the one thing that is a big question mark right now, because nobody has this ranked up as of the time recording this, is the brand new thing called reserves, which if you look at it, very much so resembles supply drops, and they grant you one exclusive item that is not in that Contraband stream. So as for how this will work, how much is actually in there, we're not entirely sure. Whether or not you can buy reserves with COD points, I'm hoping it doesn't go the way of a tier system plus supply drops. I was really hoping that we get one or the other. I don't think playing with both is a great way to do it. It might optimize revenue from a business perspective, but I also think that that's still keeping that anti-consumerism of gambling for a chance for something is not a good way to conduct business here. That's my own personal opinion. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but that is something we have those 200 tiers laid out right now. As for ranking it up, it is seemingly right now all time-based. So if you end up going in, doesn't matter how good of a game you do in, say, TDM or Domination, you're gonna make very limited progress on that rank to the next tier. What I've found so far is that Blackout is great for ranking up these tiers. It doesn't give you necessarily one tier per game, but it gives you maybe about a fifth or a sixth of a tier per game, which again, over time will be easier to accrue, but as it stands right now, seems pretty daunting that there are 200 of those, and for 6 Blackout games in 52 days, that's a lot of game time. But also got to bear in mind that a lot of this depends on how far you make it into the game too, so it could go quicker, could go slower, but so far it doesn't seem like score really plays any factor into the ranking itself. But that's what was added today. You end up having, again, the ability to rank up and go through your tiers starting in Operation First Strike, which is that free content stream that we're going to be getting for the next 52 days. But as of tomorrow, we actually have a second content tier, which will go in conjunction with that Operation First Strike one. It seems like you won't get an unlock every single rank that you go along, but every couple of ranks you'll end up getting a Halloween themed one for a Halloween event that starts tomorrow, October 20th. And that's something that's, one, kind of weird that we're starting an event on a Saturday. We've seen everything in Call of Duty marketing start on Tuesday and Thursdays before, so Saturday is kind of weird to me. Maybe we'll see that adjusted as time progresses, but we end up seeing that'll go alongside. So we'll have two Contraband streams going at once. One, of course, having something you can unlock every level, and then one, the Halloween one, maybe every other or every 3 levels or so you'll end up getting something. So you get some limited time stuff from the Halloween event, which will probably last shorter than that of the Operation First Strike, and will be something we can end up seeing sets the precedent for how Call of Duty is going to handle events within Black Ops 4. So very interesting to see how this will play out and how it'll be structured. We saw a little bit of what it'll look like from the preview video, but that's about it. Now, the one variable still up in the air is that whenever we talked about this a week or so ago at this point, when that leaked blog post from Activision came out, it mentioned that Black Ops Pass holders would get a 10-tier head start from those that did not. And that's something that I'm curious if this will be implemented or not still, in which case it hasn't just yet, but maybe will be as of tomorrow when the whole thing finally comes together and goes online. That's one big question in my mind, because when we take a look at it again, the 200 tiers, with it being so long to just grind through level 0 to 1, that is a long time. So 10 tiers is actually a big head start compared to those that do not have it. And it actually gives a little bit more value, I think, to that Black Ops Pass. Though again, I know that people are not all for that as well, but I would understand where it would give the added benefit for players that do have it, if that's the case. But right now, still no word on it. The final thing that I want to touch on now that we've talked about everything regarding the contraband and the black market, we've talked about the content stream, we've talked about the events and what it might mean for future events now, but there's still one thing missing that we're actually going to end up getting as of next month. Not just yet right now, but maybe right around that time of when Nuketown is introduced to everybody for free. That is where we're going to see Blackjacks Shop. We don't have an ETA again, but this is probably what I'm going to imagine is the same thing comparable to an item shop from Fortnite or other games like that. It's described as being the go-to place for direct purchases of certain pieces of gear with limited availability. The shop refreshes weekly with a variety of items and gives players another way to get cool content. So as for this, if this is how it's going to shape out and this is going to be something we can end up getting those items, I think I'm okay with that, because again, that totally negates the idea of having to gamble and buy a chance to get what you want, and instead you can end up purchasing it directly. So that's something that will be coming online in November, but right now what we have is the content stream and what may be supply drops in that content stream. Now, here's the big kicker, the part that I don't like to talk about, but we're gonna have to, because it comes down to exclusivity again. PlayStation 4 users unfortunately get all this content 7 days early, and to my knowledge, as of right now, on Xbox One and PC, this feature is not live just yet. So while Xbox One users are, I believe, still waiting for double XP, or at least as of recording this, the big thing that they're not gonna be getting is this content stream. We're gonna see PlayStation 4 users get that little head start, and while it's a big change up from what we've seen in exclusivity previously from 1 month early, it's only 1 week now, which is much better. But when you think about it, coming down to core features of the game like this, I don't agree with that. I can understand DLC like a map or some sort of extra added bonus. Outside of just the core game, I think that I understand that and I'm okay with it. When you take something that is going to be a core fundamental feature of Call of Duty like this, the black market, and delay it by a week for Xbox One and PC users, I'm not a fan of that. And I think that ultimately falls on Sony, and your knowledge of the contracts in place for exclusivity are as good as mine. I have absolutely no idea, but I'm a little disappointed with that. I'm all for this idea of giving players free content and being able to allow a direct marketplace for items to be bought, but I'm not a fan of cutting everybody outside of one console at the knees and requiring them to wait a little longer. So I'm not a huge fan of that part. I hope this next week goes by quick in that case, and as it stands right now, I don't think that we're gonna be seeing anything in terms of that changing. But again, that's just the big red flag here with me on this one. But right now, that is all there is to know here about this, and hopefully this explained the brand new black market and the contraband stream for you guys. Again, we'll keep you updated with everything here with this, along with some things on how to rank up faster, perhaps, how to end up getting some of these new features, and anything that may come out. And tomorrow, again, starts that brand new update and a new event for Black Ops 4, so we're gonna have even more stuff to talk about in the coming days. But that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you guys a fan of this black market free content stream, and any surrounding thoughts here with it? Again, I'm all for free content and being able to grind out for some of these things that we're gonna be seeing throughout Season 1, this Operation First Strike, but I'm not a fan of holding the entire thing back for Xbox One users. Let me know your thoughts on all of this, whatever it may be. Are you guys a fan of some of the stuff that we may have seen and showcased here, some of the variants, some of the emotes, character uniforms, all that stuff, whatever it is, let me know your thoughts. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. If you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 4, Blackout, multiplayer, zombies. We got you covered here up on the channel, and we'll keep you up to date with all things you may need to know regarding tips, tricks, news, updates, information, all that good stuff. We got you covered here up on the channel. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those, so if you guys want to check those out, links are in the description below. But all that said, out of the way, thank you guys all so much for watching. Mine has been Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and peace.